Next up on our list is the Green Bay Packers losing again. And they talk about ugly games. This one was ugly. The Lions defeat the Packers 15-9. The Lions move to 2-6. The Packers move to 3-6. Lions snap their 5-game losing streak, and the Packers continue to slide down and slide further and further down to a rebuild season, maybe, Aaron?
I think Aaron Rodgers retires after this year. I'm on that train. I think he's gonna walk away. It's crazy to say, but I don't think he's having fun. And look, I'm not here to make excuses for Aaron Rodgers or absolve him of any of the blame because he played poorly yesterday. I mean, absolutely poorly. I do think that thumb is bothering him on his throws, and he was short on so many throws and late on so many others. And I think it's starting to get to him. The late throws, there's no excuse, but the short throws, I do think a lot of it has to do with his thumb. However, the Packers are just they're not good. They're not good. This is probably my biggest L like this year. Like I thought the Packers were going to be fine without Davante Adams. I'm the first one to say that. I don't know that Davante Adams helps this team now that I'm watching him. I really don't. We're going to make it about Davante Adams because he's not there. But I don't think Davante Adams makes a difference on this team. We talk about the receivers. I don't think it's the receivers. It's a combination of the receivers and Aaron Rodgers and the defense and just honestly, listen, I said this before. The NFL and sports in general, professional sports, there comes a point where young guys that are coming up, especially kids today, I got a 16-year-old, they don't give a shit how good you were in the past. They don't care. They don't care that you were Aaron Rodgers MVP to you. These young teams that come in, half of them don't even know what Aaron Rodgers has accomplished in this league because they never watched a game. Most of them watch it on Twitter or Instagram. These players and these young teams, they don't care that Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. There's no mystique. Oh, no, it's Aaron Rodgers. They don't care. They're going to go in there and they think they're going to bust your ass. And you know what they've been doing? They've been busting his ass. And I don't think it changes. I'm sorry, Green Bay Packers. I get it. I'm a Cowboys fan. But you guys don't stand a chance this week against Dallas, especially with all the injuries coming off of a bye week. There is no shot that the Packers are going to go beat the Cowboys.
You said three things that I had literally conversations about yesterday. One being the Cowboys-Packers game next week. There's a Packers fan in our office. He talks about what I asked him as we're walking out. I was like, he was like, maybe we'll have a better week next week. And I was like, who you got next week? He's like, the Cowboys. And I was like, ooh.
There's no shot. Playing like that,
I don't know. I mean, like you have to like Aaron Rodgers is gonna have to pull rabbit out of his hat for like him to be able to like have something to do. Yeah, no, just not good. But then I also asked him, and this is the biggest one. I was like, I don't know if Devontae like that's the story. Everyone loves to talk about if Davante Adams was there, this would be a different Packers team. Maybe a little bit. Maybe they get one or two different wins. But I don't think the narrative, like the media is spinning like all the Packers talk as much. But I think, I mean, Packers are what, 3-6 now, 4-4, maybe 4-5, something like that with Davante Adams. Like that's what I think they would be. I think they'd be still a below 500 team, even if Davante Adams was there. And I can't wrap my head around it. Maybe you can shed some light on this a little bit more of what it is. I mean, they're banged up everywhere. Aaron Jones goes down, Rashawn Gary goes down, like they're banged up. But it just doesn't seem like the answer is as easy as injuries or wide receivers or putting it on just one person, which leads me to my final question that I got from somebody saying, is it all on it? Does all the blame need to go on Aaron Rodgers? And I'm like, I think that everything with the Packers right now in this season has to be and life isn't fair sometimes, and you can't just equally distribute the blame on everybody. But I think that's what it is with the Packers. I think everyone has to take a lot of this blame. LaFleur, Rodgers, the wide receivers, the defense, everybody sucks in Green Bay.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is yesterday's game, the defense played well. If you score 15 points in the NFL, you shouldn't win. Like teams should be able to score more than 15 points. and the Packers just were in the red zone and gave it up. I thought the defense played well despite the injuries and everything that's going on there. I do think the blame has to be spread around. I think LaFleur deserves some of the blame. I think Aaron Rodgers deserves a lot of the blame. I think what happened this offseason with the front office deserves, and Brian Gutekunst and all those guys, they deserve some of the blame. They have not done a good job at silencing the noise. And I'm not saying that, you know me, I'm not big on like once you step on the football field, nobody cares what happened in the offseason. During the game, it doesn't matter. However, the noise has not quieted down in Green Bay. It just carried from the offseason all the way through, and they're losing, and it makes it worse. And then Davante Adams. And it doesn't look like it worked out for either of them because Adams is over in Las Vegas losing. So, yeah, I agree. I think maybe you get a win or two extra. I don't know, maybe. But I don't think it's about the receivers. I think their play calling sucks. I think their offensive game plan sucks. I think their pace and dictating tempo sucks. I think that this is a stale, old, running the same thing they've been running for 4 years now, and defensive coordinators know what they're going to try to do. I think that sucks. Yes, I've coached football, but when I watch a football game and I'm telling the TV what play you're going to run, like 60% of the time, I'm not lying to you, 60 to 70% of the time, I can watch a Packers game and tell you what play they're running on every down and be like, oh, Aaron Rodgers play action. He's going to roll out, take the deep shot. Oh, it's going to be that just straight pitch out to Aaron Jones. Oh, it's going to be A.J. Dillon up the middle. Like, if I can do it, and I'm not watching tape on the Green Bay Packers all week. I watch some, but I'm not watching it all week. I'm not these guys' job. They're studying these guys. You don't think the defense knows? A defense that's one of the worst in the NFL in the Detroit Lions. You don't think Aaron Glenn is in there, watched every film of the Packers for the past 10 years and said, you know what? They haven't changed their offensive game plan in 4 years. It's the same stale-ass offense. That's the problem. And to me, it's that stubbornness of not wanting to. It's like being lazy. It's like, I'm not going to try anything new this week because we've been so successful with it. Okay. Yeah. These teams know that. These teams are coming after you. They know that. So it's just stale. The Packers are they're like stale bread, or I don't know, what like stale chips. They just are what they are. They're just stale now. And
I don't mind some stale Cheetos every now and then, but stale bread is a no bueno. Hey man, stale Cheetos. Hey, just give it a shot. There was another team in this game though, in the Detroit Lions. They did get the win, 15-9. Not a whole lot to talk about with the Lions in a 15-point game and a 15-point win, except for the fact that they just traded TJ Hawkinson this past week, and right after, immediately following, both their tight ends get touchdowns. Shane Zystra. Yes. And James Mitchell find the end zone with Jared Goff getting the 2 touchdown passes. That's it. That's just it. That's it for the Lions on the offense. Like I got nothing. Maybe do you have anything on the line?
I thought the play of the game was the Aiden Hutchinson play. I thought that was such a like an instinctual play from a rookie. I thought that was great. He's great. He's going to be great. That was a hell of a play. But the Lions did enough to win the game. And shout out to Dan Campbell for getting the win. But they're gonna need more of those. They're gonna need more.
Yep.